Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. If you're new here, my name is Lita and thank you for stopping by. My channel, I like to do videos that are basically centered around journals, notebooks, stationery, and all those things involved with those topics. So let's jump right into it today. What I had hoped to do, what I had planned to do was my journal plan with me, but I've had a number of interruptions and I just couldn't seem to get it to work out. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to kind of flip through my setup for June and tell you a little bit of where the inspiration came from and what my pages are for. So let me get a seat. Actually, I'm standing. Let me first tell you about my stationery supplies, what I'm using. I'm in a B6 Stalogy. I use a Waypoint leather folio in B6 from Chic Sparrow, Waypoint leather folio. Some of the other supplies this month, what I used are my Micron pens. I used a PN, which means plastic nib, and I used a 0.05. I do have them in red as well, and I maybe used them a tiny bit. I also have some Tombows. I have the 755 for red and the N25 in black charcoal. I did use some archival inks. I don't think I used the red from Ranger, but I have this one from Marcella. I actually got this as a gift from somebody, but it's archival ink, which is nice so it won't fade out. To lay out all my stuff a little bit in advance, I use my Blackwing pencils. I got these from Kinokuniya in New York City. You can buy them in lots of places in packs, but I liked getting them from there because I could just buy one. I didn't need a 12 pack. I don't go through pencils that much. I did also use just some stickers, which I just got randomly in some shop in Brooklyn. And I did use also my seal calendar blanks in medium size. I usually cut the top off of these and I just use the bottom part that lets me fill in the dates. I use the ones that have a Monday start. I got these at Chic Stationery, that's in Queens, New York City. You can get them from them online, but they're currently out of stock. I know that because I went to go get some the other day and that was not there. So I think that's kind of for the most part. Oh, I did use some 99-cent tape eventually from Michael's, from the, not 99-cent, really 33-cent. I got it from that bin where they throw loose washi tapes. So I always like to do a cover page and I always like to have a calendar page. And this month I was inspired from a few places. One of them is PlantBasedBride. She has a YouTube channel here. Check her out. She's great. And also, so when I saw her video actually for her June plan with me, it reminded me of the Met's font. And so this is the logo that the Met used to have with the letter M. And this is kind of what it was the Vitruvian Man, and they would have an M in here. So what I did is I put a J for June, and I put the old kind of Vitruvian Man, the square with the lines. Normally there'd be a circle in there. But so, and then here is, I had these flyers that, the Met is my favorite. I love the Met in New York City. I love it. So I went there a lot, and one time I picked up a bunch of the maps in the different languages, and so I just have, but I just saved that one piece. It actually has the map on the inside. There's a lot more pages to this, but I just saved the cover and ripped off, you can see from the bottom. So I use that for here. That's probably Italian or something. So I was inspired from that because the Met is my favorite museum. I have spent many an hour, many a day there during my time living in New York City. So yeah, very simple, that, and these stickers that I've had for a long time, and I thought it was the perfect way to kind of use them. So I did that type of font, like how you can see the new font that was created for them. It's custom made just for the Met. It's sans and it's serif, but they're both altered. You see how one letter runs into the other. And I did this freehand, and I kind of tried to do that there for my appointments. My affirmations page is basically just a one line a day or an affirmation. but a gratitude type of thing, some type of positive energy coming through that way. And then all I did was I just took some of my washi tape and I literally split it down the half to give me these rough edges and put some here and there to keep that flow of the beautiful red, white, and black going through. And here I just did freehand, which I'm so tempted to, and I probably will later. What I did is, like, when I did the J over here, I did it with the PN, the Micron, and then I ended up going over it with the Tombow because you can see how it gives it much bolder. Something I do want to show you is look at the Tombow. This is from the Tombow. Look how much it bled through. I've done that before. I've seen this before because of the fact that when I watercolor that I've had this happen, but I guess I have not used my Tombows inside this journal very rarely. I know there's going to be a leaf back here somewhere. Very rarely. Oh, see, now I can't find it. But anyway, so that I haven't used it that much, and usually when I do, I use my Tombow almost like a watercolor. So I assume that it was the water making it kind of seep through the pages. But I'm okay with this. But I do want you to see it so that if you have a Stalogy and you use Tombows, yeah, that's pretty heavy ghosting. You could see the C, I went just a little bit lighter, but you can see how the C and the D, they go through. This doesn't bother me, but I want you to see it so you know. So my Carpe Diem is what other people's brain dump page is probably like. I wrote this in French because I've been doing that lately ever since I went to the Louvre. And when I went to France, to Paris, I've been doing that in French. It's just, that's me, I'm being silly. And this is for my YouTube tracker. And I put these little swirlies up in here, but Carpe Diem, I think it's great. This is a great place for me to put my projects and things that don't have a specific place. This, I want to give credit to also to PlantBasedBride. This is what I call my running monthly, which is based on what PlantBasedBride, Elizabeth Turn, has a video called Running Weekly, I think 101 or something like that. So if you want to know about how to do the running weekly, you could go to her video. I'll try to link it down below, along with all of these goodies that I use as well. So the running weekly for me, it's like things that, well, this is my running monthly. Things that need to get done, but they don't need to get done on a specific day. They don't even need to get done on a specific week. They're just things that either need to get done or that I would like to get done before this month ends out. So I keep things going on in there. But more detailed explanation of it, if you want to do a weekly one, go to PlantBasedBride, Running Weekly 101. This is very simple. It's the same as before, meal plan, groceries. And then I started doing this tracker for things that are either kind of like what would be a habit tracker, but they're things that I want to do that either I'd like to see myself doing them daily, or they're things that maybe need to get done at least weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. And that's kind of actually the order what I have them in. This would be like daily, weekly, bi-weekly, once a month. And then these are just if I worked on any of my social media things. And then I just have the dates go down the side, which is how I do these as well. I put the day and the date, 1 through 30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next to it. Then this is kind of a take of, I just used my washi tape. I made a square. I eyeballed what the middle is, and that's over on line number 15 on a B6 Stalogy. And then I just counted over 10 squares this way, 10 that way, 10 up this way, 10 that way. And I just took some washi, tore it in half, and used the straight edge on that side and put the rough edge on the inside. This past month I had my garden. I can call it a secret garden. It's not a secret. You can't see it from outside, from the front of the house, but it's not, you know, I just being cute. So anyway, I started a page for gardening because I've really been having more and more garden projects. So this way, the way I broke up the page is I figured I could use this section for one, this section for another, this section for a third project, this section for a fourth project, and I put this lovely thing here because I'm going to try to limit myself to 4 projects, and this was so pretty I wanted to use it. Then the last thing what I did is I did make this weekly spread. I'm continuing to do the same thing where basically I have the 7 days of the weeks. They're in blocks that are 4 square grids each, and in the bottom I have space for notes if I want. Extra notes. And then I always leave this side for where I put the temperature and what the predicted weather is going to be, which I do not have confidence in the weather people. They never get it right. You know, they don't know the weather until it's actually happening. So look for me bringing you some more videos this month. One of the things that I want to do a video on is going to be actually related to mood trackers and trackers. Because I saw a video that I felt was a little bit, it was controversial for me, that how this person thought, well, their opinion of mood trackers was different than mine. And so I do want to do a video that now I'm talking about this now because what happened is when I did this affirmations page, I had already laid it out, and then I was like, I want to change it. I want to have my 1 line a day, and I want to have my trackers next to each other. So I'll do a video for in the future, and I'll try not to digress, but I will be doing something about that. Also, you know what? I'm going to share with you before I go what the other source of inspiration was besides Elizabeth over at PlantBasedBride. So that was that's my setup for this month for June, and I found this when I was digging around in boxes. I'm at my mother's house and taking care of her. She's elderly, so well, she doesn't think I'm taking care of her, but I'm taking care of her. Digress. So I found this manila envelope with my calligraphy from when I was in 4th grade. I used to go to parochial school, and one of the classes that they offered, like a hobby or extracurricular, something like that, you know, I don't know what you call it, the extra classes, was calligraphy. So I took that, and here's a W. Obviously that didn't go well, but look, I wrote 2 W's and I wasted the whole page. Then I wrote the word William. Obviously that didn't go good. Look at what happened to that M. So I wasn't happy with that. So that's the only word I wrote on that page. Then I got another page, and I got 2 words on here before I became dissatisfied. Then I made it to 4 words, and I can see what happened here because this doesn't look good. That's too close together, and the V and the E look like a W. So look at all these pages. So here it happened again. I'm like, I don't know what was wrong with that one. That looks pretty okay to me. And then I never made it past this. I started trying to do that line, and apparently I gave up. And then I started something different. So, but I found these and I thought, oh my gosh, these pages are so cool. And I know I was in 4th grade because I remember this was me in 4th grade. So I had found this calligraphy and this penmanship. And so when I saw Elizabeth at PlantBasedBride bring out that sans serif J and use that big letter text in her spread for June, I just automatically connected the Met to that type of font, which is my favorite museum. And it reminded me about this lettering and stuff. And I said, you know, I think I'd really like to do that. And at the same time, I also feel like it's going to give me a good excuse to use some of the things from, there's this little journal in here that I have that I got at the Frick Collection, which is another museum in New York City. And I think that I will spend June putting a bunch of New York things into my book. Normally I spend June doing a Pride, a very bright, colorful type of spread, and follow that through the whole month. But since everything is canceled this year, and there's not going to be, or at least postponed, there's not going to be a Pride march in New York City. So what I imagine I'll be doing is just going to be putting stuff in here from New York City for the rest of the month. I'll just be keeping a New York City theme. So let's just go through it one more time. So this is my cover page with my calendar, my Stalogy seal calendar, appointments, affirmations, or 1 line a day, gratitude type of a spread, my brain dump with my rolling monthly, and I have my meal planning and groceries, which I've been doing for a while. This is new from last month and I like it. This is my new tracking and my secret garden. And this is my first weekly spread, which is pretty much how you will see it the rest of the month. Okay, so with that said and done, I want to wish you well wherever this meets you at, if that is morning, afternoon, or night. Take care, be safe, and see you again soon. Bye.